Hey, it's December, 19 degrees here in the UP. Just cold enough that a hot bowl of chili sounds good, but warm enough to fire up the smoker. We're making over-the-top smoked chili. If you're not sure what that is, you've got to stick around and check it out. Yes, nothing better than a hot bowl of chili on a cold day. Today we're doing what's called over-the-top chili. The plan is to put together all the ingredients for a batch of chili, except we'll keep the meat portion separate. We're going to make that into a giant meatball and place it over the top of the chili. And we're doing it all in the smoker. This is just 1 pound of fresh from the freezer ground beef, which occupied the spot in the freezer where the venison should be. You can make any variation of this if you like. I'm going to add some of that delicious homemade bacon to the mix. Once you get your meatball made up, it's time for some seasoning. I'm going to give it a good coating of maple bourbon rub. Should be the perfect flavor for my chili. It's a pound of meat, and the only seasoning is on the outside, so don't be shy. Now it's pretty much just standard chili. I'm adding some onions, of course, and the last of the peppers that have been growing in my dining room patio windows since the end of fall. And it wouldn't be right unless I tossed in some jalapenos, also fresh from the freezer. Now time to put it all together. I could start with some oil, but why not use bacon grease? Once you make your own bacon, you'll inevitably fry it up quite often, so there's always a jar of fresh bacon grease hanging out in my refrigerator. We'll start out by waking up some spices. This is just some homemade chili powder that I whipped up. I think there's about 10 different peppers in there, along with some cumin, salt, roasted garlic, and a variety of other spices. Some canned tomatoes, tomato paste, kidney beans, chili beans, and I never make chili without beer. A little taste, more seasoning. I do like a lot of flavor in my chili. And of course there always has to be a secret ingredient. And it's ready for the smoker. In goes the Dutch oven, and our meatball goes right over the top. As it smokes, all of those delicious drippings of beef, bacon, and maple bourbon are going to slowly end up right in the chili. I'm shooting for an internal temp of 150 on a meatball. How fast you get there is up to you. I did it fairly slow with an oven temp of around 200 to get a bit more smoke flavor in the meat. A little faster, maybe 230, 240, would probably be about perfect. Once we hit the 150 mark, it's time to transfer the meat to the chili. A big giant 1 pound maple bourbon burger. Into the chili it goes. On goes the lid, it's back to the smoker or the oven or the top of the stove. The temperature outside is no longer a balmy 19 degrees, so for me it was a couple hours of simmering on the stovetop. And there you have it, smoked over the top chili. I'll have to say it was one of my favorites. The flavor of the smoke works nice with chili, and the maple bourbon worked perfect. And of course everything's better with bacon in it. Grab some ground beef or venison, a few ingredients, and of course you won't have to wait long for the next cold day to whip up a batch of over-the-top smoked chili.